Hi, I'm May and welcome to May Loves. Today we are going to be doing my first ever, I don't know whether to call this commentary video or a drama video. There isn't that much going on at the moment, but I thought given that if I'm going to start doing these, I may as well set where I am and my opinions and how I feel. And I'm just going to do some tidying up of this space whilst I talk to you, so any random cluttering noises, that's what this is. So, I am what my friend Rob would call a bit of a social justice warrior. I'm very for equal rights of people. I am very left, let's just say, and I'm English, so I don't know how you'd say that, what side that is according to American politics, whatever side isn't Donald Trump. I'm Jewish, so I think he's reminds me a lot of the way Hitler won his fans, and as a Jew that terrifies me to the core. Not to sound melodramatic or anything, but it's not very pleasant, so just get rid of my double chin. That means I do not support people such as Jeffree Star, or Kat Von D, which is a real shame because I used to really like Kat, and then I heard about a lot of the drama she's been in. She announced that she wasn't going to be vaccinating her child, which I hope she's since educated herself on and has changed her mind. And apparently she's been involved in a lot of anti-Semitism, which I would be a bit of a hypocrite for supporting. So that's not high on my to-do list. So I've had to say goodbye to any emotional support I had towards her. Although I don't wish anyone hate, so I wish her all the best in life. Same with Jeffree. Like, I wish him all the best in life. I do not hold serious hate towards anyone. I do not have the emotional availability to do so. I would rather have a nap. So I wouldn't say I hate these people. I just don't necessarily agree with them, and I think that we should be smarter consumers than to give people with ideas and morals that we disagree with our time and money. And that's what you're doing when you watch bigger YouTubers' channels. You're giving them time, which gives them money because they get the views and the AdSense and all that jazz. I'll probably get about 0.2 views on this video, so don't worry, you're not giving me any money, it's all good. I wouldn't know how to use a magic link if you paid me, so couldn't get any money out of me that way. So basically, you're not giving me any money, although feel free. I'm joking. However, that's what you're doing when you support these larger influencers who don't necessarily have morals you agree with. And I think it's very important that we as consumers are aware of that. That's why I'm on my anti-haul at the moment. That's why I'm going to do an anti-haul in the future, and that's why I'm on my no-buy at the moment. So I just think it's very important that we don't just buy things for the product, we buy things for what it represents and the people behind it, because the market at the moment is so oversaturated that we can't afford to praise bad behaviour, if that makes sense. So if we continue to give people our financial support who have done things that we believe is wrong, then they're never going to see that, and we can't blame them. So that's that little rant out the way. But as much as I may disagree with these people, as I said, I don't hate them, and I can see multiple sides to every story. Like, I can see the opinion that he's changed as a human. Jeffree Star, for example, has apologised. James Charles has apologised, and do you know what? People do stupid things when they're young. I do stupid things still. But I think we need to remember two wrongs don't make a right. We're taught that as kids, but I think we need to remember that it applies in every community, including this one. My favourite of this kind of video is Smokey Glow's. So I will try to link her channel down below because she's a micro-influencer. She only has 17k. I say only. I'm lucky if I get 17 views. But she deserves a lot more attention, so just in case anyone does come see this video, I will leave her link down below. if I can figure out how. Things such as when, for example, when James Charles came to the UK and did the Morphe store opening in Birmingham, which, for the record, is not in the north. I know a lot of Southerners are convinced Birmingham is north. No, it's the Midlands. It's called the Midlands for a reason. And one of the female reporters, when being complimented on her makeup because her colleague couldn't understand what all the fuss was about, said, "That's because I don't take cosmetic advice from a guy," or "That's because I take my cosmetic advice from a woman," or something along those lines. And I think we have to remember that sexism goes both ways. Feminism isn't about believing that one gender is better than the other. Feminism is believing that both genders are equal. And as a feminist, I think that is so wrong on so many levels. Makeup is makeup, makeup is art. Let's be honest, it's painting just on a different canvas. Which reminds me, I really need to do some more creative looks on here, so if anyone has any suggestions, I have a couple of ideas, but leave them down below if anyone watches this and is like, "Ooh, I'd like to see this," or, you know what I mean. Wow, I'm being such a kvetch today. But I think that people need to remember that it is a two-way street, and you can't say that one group of people is better at such and such, or one group of people is better at such and such, because makeup is art, and all the world's most famous artists have been male. Picasso, Van Gogh, or Van Gogh, or Van Gogh, or Van Gogh, I've heard it pronounced. Monet, Mondrian. You've got all of these males, and then of course you have female artists as well. But I think we need to remember that it is just art, and if we're going to go by those stereotypes, then surely men are better at art than us. Surely men are better at cooking than women, because the majority of Michelin-starred chefs are male. But again, ability is not down to gender. Ability is down to an innate gift that people have. So, my brother, I'm a twin for those of you that don't know, my brother is a perfect example of this. We've been raised in the exact same environment. We are the same age. We've had all the same experiences. But he's so much better at some things than me. And not because he's male. He's better at writing. He's better at creative writing. I do not have that much literary creativity. I have a bit, but not that much. He is amazing at editing and sequence shots and film. He's going to film at uni next year. All of these more creative fields that are very much more typically male dominated, because there's the idea that females have a more creative brain, which I don't agree with. Whereas me, I am doing more science subjects. I'm going to do biochemistry at uni next year. I'm definitely the more academic one. And I think we need to remember that it is a two-way street, and things like that we can't say them about people because it's just not on. This is a very ranty video. I'm very sorry, I have no idea what's going on. So let's move on to shade ranges. Top, hi, yeah, don't own anything from you because it costs like £3 grand to ship you to the UK. But hi, too little too late is all I'm going to say. Your first launch of Shape Tape Foundation didn't have a shade for me, which I'm fine with. Again, that's not down to systematic oppression. So we're good, we're fine. I'm used to not having shade. That's just life. It'd be nice if you educated yourselves on different skin tones, but there's no malice behind it. Whereas your darker shade range, there was malice behind it. Maybe not intentional, but it was an example of the internalized racism that a lot of us experience and may not even realise we have. And that perhaps maybe subconsciously you lot were thinking that maybe people of colour can't afford this, or we don't need people of colour, or do you know what? People of colour will fit into these 3 shades. They're not like white people who all have different undertones. No, you're just wrong. And I know I'm not the most educated person to speak about this, so I would recommend looking at Nisa Nisipisa. Probably butchered that. Sorry, don't kill me. Nisa Nisipisa. you seem like a really cool person, I love you, who does some very interesting things because she is a person of colour. And I just think that, or Jackie Ina has done some excellent videos, and Alyssa Ashley. It's too little too late. You can't show up late to the party with a half-drank bottle of wine, a bit drunk, and say, but I brought the wine, as your excuse to why you're late, because you had to go buy the wine, but you've already drank half a bottle. I think it's similar to that, and I think we need to start looking at things as if they were different situations. So, if some of the things that happen, if they weren't happening in the makeup community, they would be taken a lot more seriously by a lot more people. And it's because you have this umbrella of, it's just makeup, that people get away with things. So, it's not just makeup, it's an example of the systematic oppression of people. Whether that be people of colour, men, LGBT communities, because some brands really need to stay off social media and take their feelings away, because that's where Kat Von D met her downfall. That's where Jeffree Star's had some of his biggest dramas. That's where Alexis Stone is going mad. Alexis Stone is a whole other topic. Mind you, that's a more recent drama. So, let me just finish this one and then we'll move on to Alexis Stone. And I think we all just need to screw our heads on straight and see that people are different colours, and even if you're going to have 5 shades in a foundation range, one should be as paper white as you can get. Find someone maybe with albinism and use them as a reference point and make it as white as you physically can. And the darkest, ask someone like Nima Tang to help, because maybe she knows what the darkest foundation shade you should make should be. Even if you're going to have just 5 shades, make that range, because then people can mix and match and find something that's in the middle. Or, so say you had 4 foundations, a really pale warm, a really pale cool, a really dark warm, and a really dark cool. People can mix whatever shade they want from those 4. You could have neutral by mixing a light warm and a dark cool, or you could have any range of foundation from that, as long as you've got that equal spread. It's when people think that as long as they have the range, if they exclude the even distribution, then it's fine. It's not. To put this on a chemical term, if we did that with chemistry and we had no even distribution, everything would be all over the place. You'd have chaos. So stop thinking that you half-assed trying, we mistake it for you doing the most, because it's clearly not, and I think this release is just too little too late. Although the tailor likes it, so I'm sure it's a good foundation because she knows her foundation. Right, so the last one, I'm going to make this a shorter video compared to the rest of my other ones. The next video going up after this is mega, so good luck. I think it's like 38 minutes long or something insane like that, maybe 39. So Alexis Stone recently went off on one at Abby Roberts Artistry, who is increasing in popularity but due to her featuring on Nikki Tutorials page, which is amazing for someone so young, so British, so talented, so incredible. And she's really growing and flourishing, and I'm so happy for her. And she did a look where she turned herself into Jenna Marbles, and it was insane. I've never seen anything like it. Now, I've seen a lot of Alexis Stone's transformations. This was on a whole nother level. And Alexis Stone accused her of copying him. Honey, sweetie, angel, love, babushka. What? What? Are you Jenna Marbles? Have I missed something? Did you have a sex change and I don't even know. I don't know what surgery you'd have to do to become Jenna Marbles. Unless you own that face, like physically own that face, you have no right to claim that she's copying. The idea of the no eyebrows and the hell yeah wasn't yours. Jenna Marbles actually did that. You have no right to accuse someone so much smaller than yourself of copying you when it's a transformation. You did not create transformations. if anyone, promised it. So, just, I don't understand it. I used to follow Alexis Stone way back in the day when I don't know what pronouns they use, so I'm just going to use they. When they first started growing traction for their transformation videos. I unfollowed sometime. If you can hear that, that's my brother singing. Sometime around the point where he was doing cocaine in bathrooms. I'm glad to hear he's now clean. Mazel tov, very proud. And I know there was a lot of drama at one point between him and John Cookian, I think. But John Cookian's a whole new ball game. If you want a video purely on him, then I'd be more than happy to do that. Might do it anyway, even if no one comments anything, because no one probably will watch this, but that's fine. It's my diary kind of thing. My makeup rambles. You can't claim that you... I've been following Alexis for a long time, as I was saying. And although I think they have a lot of issues that they need to deal with, and they need to keep those issues off social media platforms. A lot of people love their explosive attitude and how they clap back at other people online. But I think there's a large difference between clapping back, and being aggressive and rude. And I think they tread that line very badly and slip a lot of the time. And I think they may have the best intentions, or they may think they're being funny or silly. Sorry, I've got to put my glasses on. Let me just... Funny or silly, but no, they're just being rude and causing problems. So yeah, that was this mess of a video. No idea what I even talked about. If anyone does watch this and wants to hear about anything, my views on anything, any dramas, politics, maybe this will become a politics channel. Who knows? Or mental health, anything. That's another one I could talk about. Never mind, not going to waste your time. Then just leave it in the comments down below. More than happy to do any videos. Just let me know what you want to see, because, well, this is my channel and it's for me, but I have the creativity of a frog. Yeah. Bye. On that note, I'm going to bid you adieu. Bye.